banked by the Ohio River and the city's abundance of hills. We're at Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Straight ahead, it's an AFC intra-conference contest between the Houston Texans and the Cincinnati Bengals. Two teams sitting above 500 in the early season, but only one will stay that way as we're off in week 4. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10.
11.
First give of the game here to Chase Brown. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock Heward, who got to have short memories. You tell me these two defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
First play of the drive, lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. 2nd down.
Here we go. Big 11, mighty 11.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. It's a small gain up to the 38. Christian Harris on the stop.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
To the air on 3rd and long. He's trying to lay this one in deep down the right side. Knocked away, that's incomplete. Opening drive has arrived at 4th down. So they couldn't throw for it on 3rd down, and as a result, they're headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping them off the scoreboard, well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting them even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line.
Oh, 18. 11.
There's a dive up the middle. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, that kind of game may not take a safety out of the picture on the next play, but at least you won't have half your guys standing in the end zone on the next snap. That was a valuable little run right there.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
On the quick, right? 18.
They motion Dell over left. Back-to-back carries here. They're going the wrong direction. He's going to be sent backwards to their own 3.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Third and long for him here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So that brings up 4th and long.
In formation for the Texans.
He gets it out of there, and this has some distance. He's got it. That's going to be a 1st and more. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt.
At the Texans' 45-yard line.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Here we go, here we go.
Play action now. Burrow. Has it downfield. It's Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals take the lead on the first play of the drive. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Texans nothing.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Texans to the line. 1st and 10.
Oh, ready. 18. What's that? Hey, uno.
From the gun, Stroud. Short pass brought in. He's going to get this one at the 36-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
They've got first down here from the 36.
Here we go.
First carry here for the rookie out of Nevada. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, okay, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
Why, Tony.
Shotgun now for Stroud. It is caught left side. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Uno. Tony.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Got his man. This is McMillan. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Hey, uno. 18. What's that?
Stroud throwing here on 1st. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Cade, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Finds him over the middle. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. To the line and set. Here we go, first down. From the red zone now. Throw is caught. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback goes man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Toss play, short side. And he's in for the touchdown. The Texans cut it to a lower point on the scoreboard. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Jackson now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, can. Stop.
He's trying to begin with a run by Brown. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin.
Here we go.
They're looking at first down here.
Right, 80. Stop.
They'll run again with Brown. His charge towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
11. Here we go. Right, 80. Stop.
Here's Brown again. He gets crushed behind the line, and the ball comes out. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on third.
Stop. 11 MT tank. 11 MT tank. 11 MT tank. 11 MT tank. Stop.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. He logs this one up, looking deep to the right side. Throwing into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Texans are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. The Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10.
On the click, right? 18. That's it.
Stroud off of play action. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. And he makes the house call. It's a pick six for Cincinnati. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure. But instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10.
Look at high. Mother swap.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice game. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
Well, they went 3 yards the wrong way to start this drive out. Here's 2nd and 13.
18. Nike Texans.
Throwing from the gun here. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
All right. 18. What's that?
Throwing is Stroud. This is Noel. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
Gosh, that is so demoralizing defensively. You do everything right, you draw it up right, you got double coverage, and yet you still can't take the ball away.
Here we go. 18. What's up? 19 Texans.
Blown back, it's the handoff. And he's going to get forward for a gain of about 7 on that run. It's 2nd down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Looking to throw, Stroud. Right side cut by Higgins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Houston.
Y'all gotta talk about taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. We better know my range. Mine also dangerous.
First down from the 42.
Stop. Here we go. 18. What's that?
Now it's Stroud. That is caught, and it's Higgins again. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line.
We get a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact, and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Whoa. Hey, uno more. 18.
Running back gets it on the draw. And this is going backwards. The defense all over that draw, and they're going to lose yards. 3rd down coming up.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, we did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Hey, south.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's out of bounds, just short of the 30. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 from the 32. Exactly 2 minutes to play in half number 1. Sit tight. More from Paycor Stadium on the other side. First and 10 from the 32.
18.
Setting him on the dive. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Houston.
Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Here we go. Let's go. 18. Let's go.
Stroud from the pistol. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one does not go far. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Slot man's in motion right. Working now from the gun. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. Geno Stone picks it up. And the Bengals have it now as he makes the 20th interception of his career. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there. Heck, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he was showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there are going to be more interceptions.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Burrow from the gun. Catch made by Chase Brown. Spins out of one side. He gets loose down the right side. The 30. Gets the 10. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals grow their lead just before halftime.
I think doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball, he gets the touch. He can do his damage big time.
McPherson at the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Bengals double their lead to 14.
Texans 7.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. They get to him before it can amount to much, just beyond that 15-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Texans to the line. 1st and 10.
Here we go. At 18.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Here we go. 18. That's it.
From the gun, Stroud. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game. It was there, he just couldn't corral it. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
Here we go. Hey, one more. At 18. That's it.
Here he is on 3rd and short. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the 1st down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
All right. At 18. That's it.
Stroud to throw on 1st down. Has him running the comeback. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
At 18. That's it.
Throwing again. It's Stroud. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. Deep sideline shot is caught, and he gets out to stop the clock. A pickup there of 39. And that gives them 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
All right. At 18. That's it. Good.
They go play action with Stroud. Headed out right. This one's caught. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they could try for some points going into the break. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Moody knocks it through, and that'll get him back to 11. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Ooh, a big lick from the coverage team there, and that is going to stop things before they can get it to the 30. All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. They'll run here on 1st first down. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll be a first down, Texans.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
18. What's that? 11.
First down throw by Stroud. Finds him on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Here we go. Tony.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on second down. They send a man in motion.
18. What's that? Foul.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation. It's just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
That's one as a running back in this league, you got to convert every time. Teams really don't care. If you're a Hall of Famer or an undrafted rookie, you can't get 1 yard for a first, they're going to start holding auditions for someone who can.
18. What's that? 12.
First down, Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it sets up second down. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
So still 10 to go on second from the 33-yard line.
Here we go. Hey, uno. I got it. Yeah.
Shotgun now for Stroud. He almost threw another one. Back-to-back throws now that should have been picked off, partner, as he continues making risky decisions with the football.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Third and long for him here. This connects with Higgins. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And the Bengals get to it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
You know, Kate, that's a stop they're going to use as teaching tape for an entire season. Heck, the offseason. Back pressed against their own end zone, making an impact play no one expected to force a fumble. His effort directly kept points off the scoreboard, and it's that type of effort the coaches want to see from everyone on the field.
On first down, they'll run. And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut. Second down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
15-yard line.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Gun. Dot.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Keely Ringo making the play.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
That's grabbed inside the 30. And he is going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals push their lead further to start the half. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals push their lead to 18.
Texans 10.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He's going to field this at the 2. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Where's the hot? Here we go.
Stroud off of play action. That one's complete right side. So this is going to come to an end right at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
1st and 10 from the 32.
South.
To the air, Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's going to be 2nd down.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
2nd and 10 now from the 32 after the incompletion.
On the quick, right?
Looking to throw, Stroud. Short pass brought in. Get some space around midfield. And he's going to take this down to the opposing 44. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
24 yards. And the Texans first down. 24-yard gain on the play. First down, Houston.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Oh, right. 118. What's that?
Here's Stroud again. Setting up the screen. And they're all over that screen. Brock didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
I know coordinator quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
How's the snap? What? 118. What's that? White Tony. Hey, Uno. 19 Texans.
To the air yet again. It's Stroud. Left side into the hands of Dell. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
You know, quarterbacks aren't always the one dishing out punishment, but when they take it and they deliver a frozen rope, when they deliver a ball right on target just like that, and the respect factor grows 100-fold with your teammates.
Third down here. Need 8 on the play.
Here we go. Buggy. Wait.
Again, Stroud. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Geno Stone picks it up. And the Bengals get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
Pass. Intercepted. The Bengals take over first and 10.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for first and 10.
Here we go. Wide 80.
Here's Brown to start the drive. And that's an 8-yard chunk to start this one. That brings up second and 2. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up second and 1. This is the end of the third quarter. It is Bengal football, and they're going to start the final quarter up by a couple of scores.
On one, ready?
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes second and 1.
Here we go. Stop.
Burrow gets it out one quick. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
And those are the completions they rely on in their passing game.
From the 40-yard line now, this is first and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Wide 80. Wide 80 side. Stop.
Brown on the inside give. He's still going at the 30. Now here he goes down the right sideline. And he'll bring it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Going after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals continue piling on to this lead.
Texans 10.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff.
The kickoff for Cincinnati.
Returnable from the 1. And they get to him before he can amount to much, just beyond that 15-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10.
Over.
South. 18. Okay.
Back to work after throwing the pick. That one's complete over the middle. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 3 now.
Over.
Here's the one back on the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on third and short.
Here we go, third and less than a yard.
Here we go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's the exact opposite of what this offense needed. They now face fourth down.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive, really affected the decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, he just took his medicine.
The Texans set to punt. Tommy Townsend will kick it away. Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for first and 10.
Here we go.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Now the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. From the gun, a give to Brown. There he goes again! And this is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives him a first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, let's give them a little love right here, okay? They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Here we go, here we go.
On the keeper, it's Burrow. Decided to keep it, but couldn't escape the pressure there. They catch it behind the line.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth cave, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Gun. Dot.
The give on 2nd, it's Brown. And he'll go down here at the 16.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about will power. He got to rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run.
Here we go.
Great try at that first down.
3rd down, give to Brown. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. On 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. The upright's 31 yards away, dead ahead.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone, so we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Design quarterback run here.
Here we go. 118. That's it.
He's drawn up for him.
On the quick, right?
Digging deep in the playbook here, and this is 3rd and 11.
That's it.
He's drawn up for him. So in the jungle, the Bengals take the win. Man, they were facing a top 5 defense this week, Brock, but they made them look anything but. What a great performance to get this win.
Yeah, you can come in, Kate, with this awe and mystique of, gosh, we're facing one of the best defenses in the league, but as soon as you get those first points, you realize, you know what? They're mortal just like the rest of us, and they took the fight right to them.
So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.